Welcome back to Terror by the Bay. I'm David. Well, Judge Engeron giveth, the New York Appeals Court taketh away. It appears that the man, Donald Trump has caught a break as far as his bond has been lowered to $175 million by the New York Appeals Court. Now, when I've looked in the stories, I can't find out why. I can't find out how they came up with 175 million. You know, it's not even, is it half of the original settlement or the original fine? And for somebody who's running around saying he's got 500 million in cash, well, that's real close to what he needed to put up there. So why are you cutting him a break? Swear to God, this is like that frickin' 3-year-old having a tantrum in the grocery store, and everybody's running, going, "Oh, what's wrong, honey? Let me pick you up. Here, have some candy, have some bubble gum, have a soda. Here, watch me slip and fall down to make you laugh." Stop! Let him cry it out. He'll get exhausted eventually. You or I would never get a break like this. Ever. Just reiterate the two-tiered judicial system in the United States. Now, that being said, how freaking embarrassing will it be if this guy can't even make bond on this one in 10 days? Just saying that if he couldn't make, whining and crying, complaining and doing all that about the 500 million he need to put up there. So they lower it to 175. Okay, there you go. 175. Do it. Let's say he can't do that either. What's his base going to say there? What type of excuses are they going to make up for him at that point? Oh, it's so unfair. It's the worst fine ever. Yeah. Your guy says he's got 500 million and won't put up 40% of it to pay off a bond so that they don't seize his properties. What do you got to say about that? All right. Sorry. Annoyed. New York Appeals Court. What's going on? What's the energy around you? That was a really kind, thoughtful thing you did to the former president of the United States. Why did you do it? Entertainment purposes only. 7 of Wands. Fighting from a position of advantage. Okay, so the first thought that comes to mind is, well, in my readings, I had Letitia James at 903 going in there starting to slap padlocks on his buildings and such. And by doing this and giving him another 10 days, it's almost like resources aren't being used on seizing his properties and whatever fallout may result from this. And maybe by doing this, you undercut the grift. Trump Tower's mine. You get your filthy hands off of it. Well, guess what? You can't raise money off of it when they cut your fine by 5/8 and give you 10 more days to get it done. And you say you've got the money. It certainly will cut into his fundraising abilities. But I guess the appeals court, either Trump has the advantage or they feel like they have the advantage. Let's see what the cross is here. I guess sometimes to me, it's just the advantages and the privileges of the wealthy. You and I don't get this type of treatment. The fact that Donald Trump can get a bunch of people to riot in the streets, well, he hasn't been able to. But he keeps threatening that he's able to. His little MAGA maggots that can run around and do things and threaten people and stuff like that. Maybe the appeals court just didn't want to have their lives threatened. Who knows? But to me, this just smacks of wealthy white male privilege, even though it's a female card. in the past, the Page of Swords, messaging about these ideas. This is, I guess this is, Trump going out there and complaining to anybody who'll listen about how unfairly he's being treated, and his followers gobble it up, and they don't care about the fish in the cup. It's just, it's a cult, and cult members are not sane, and they do insane things for this guy. And he's out there saying how horribly he's being treated. It's completely and utterly unfair. And they're going to believe it. They're worried about riots in the streets. I thought they were the party of law and order. Maybe if the police just shoot him in the legs, that would be okay, right? Because that's what Trump wanted to do. Current situation is the King of Pentacles. All right. For what it's worth, it's all on you, Donald. You say you got the money. Put up or shut up. You shouldn't even need 10 days. Write the check. You say you got the money in cash. Write the damn check. And that's almost what the appeals court is saying. Okay, fine. Write the damn check. But he's not going to. At least not right away. Trump's going to go quiet for a while. Because I bet you dollars to donuts that he's still going to try and get a bond company to take this. And if he's got cash, he's not going to offer him cash. He's going to offer him property or something like that. Or some blend of the two. You watch. I will be surprised. By the way, overarching card is the Four of Swords, which is, meditation, retreat. This gives Donald Trump 10 days to retreat and put his money where his mouth is. Can he? I don't know. We'll find out. Lesson to be learned is the devil. Well, in some ways, let me move my back here a little bit so you can see the cards a little bit better here. At least I'm not falling off the table. Like that. Little piece of rough tourmaline to go with my tourmaline tower and my obsidian point. Because, when you're dealing with Donald and his ilk, you need all the grounding you can get to go with the matte obsidian bracelets. The overarching energy is this is the devil. This is Trump running his mouth and getting his way. But here's the thing. If he's not telling the truth, it's going to look really bad on him. But this could also just be, Donald has a tantrum, Donald wins again. You've taught him no lessons in this. Because he just goes back to what he does before, which is laying in the middle of the grocery store aisle, kicking his feet, screaming. Outcome is the Knight of Wands. The heavy sigh is, I don't know if this is Donald Trump still wondering where the money's going to come from. Or if this is the New York court case wondering, okay, now that we've given him this, do we have to look over our shoulders anymore? Since this whole reading seems to be about Donald Trump, I'm going to guess that by day 9, he still hasn't paid that fine. That he hasn't put up the bond, hasn't put up the money, hasn't heard back from the people he wants to leverage for this. So that's going to lead to the next question. Will Donald Trump actually put up the full 175, the bond? Will he get a bond? Will he put up the collateral? Will he be able to make this payment? That Knight of Wands could also be, he's got 10 days to do this, and in 3 weeks' time, you've got the 2016 election interference case, when we're all going to get to hear about Donald's sexual escapades and his desire to not have that come out into the limelight. Will Trump successfully post up the $175 million or the bond that he needs for that, or however much he needs to appeal his civil fraud judgment? Will he be able to put up the money so that his properties are not seized? He's got 10 days to do it, Spirit. Will he succeed by the original deadline? Notice I'll throw in original deadline because I'm not convinced that this appeals court won't give him another extension of time. So let's just talk about the original deadline. Will he make it? The High Priestess. If he's smart, he will. High Priestess is about secrets. This could be, wise choices. This is asking, again, the signifier card, this is sort of asking the question, getting the answers. In some ways, it's saying, we'll find out. We're going to find out. Yeah, here you go. We're going to find out if Donald Trump really is telling the truth when he says he's got the money to cover this. Now, mind you, he said he had $500 million. We all know that's an exaggeration. But does he even have $175 million of it? Does he even have enough to cover that? So that's what we're going to find out in 10 days. Crossed by the Two of Wands, the planning for the next steps. He's been given the opportunity. He should move on that opportunity. And maybe he's making those phone calls again to see if he can get some bond companies to help him. Underneath is the Ace of Cups, the passions. It's almost like he's still panicking. This could be this smug, I got what I wanted. But, Donald Trump doesn't want to pay a dime. So I think, of course, he's still angry. I mean, that's just the default setting for him. But I think he's still panicking. There's that urgency here because he needs to get moving on this. You can't let people find out the truth about you. And if the appeals court has lowered his bond and he still can't make it, when you said you have 2.5 times, almost 3 times that lying around in canvas sacks with dollar bill signs on them. In the past, you got the 7 of coins. That's him trying to shake down friends, look between the couch cushions, trying to find the money to make this bail. And it's not bail. To post this bond to stop the judgment, which would be seizing his assets. That's him trying to find the cash, trying to find the deal that will get him to do it where he was unsuccessful. And now he's been given a reprieve. Current situation is the Empress. On the positive side, I think he thinks he's got this at this point. He can cover this one and still cover all his expenses. That sort of thing. Low energy is lazy and entitled. That, again, he won't post it up till the 10th day. He just won't because he'll be in the news for all 10 days. So why post it early? Because you won't get the interest that he's got on that money until then. But I think he thinks he's sitting pretty right now with this. Of course. Overarching energy. Why does he think he's sitting pretty? Because he's reaching out to his friends, or friends are reaching out to him maybe to offer to help him with that because now it's a greatly reduced amount of money. Or, it's not the mercenary. The Nine of Coins is the mercenary. This is the false friend. But he is reaching out to people that he pretends he's friends with, saying, hey, I can get this. I just need a little help from you, and I can get there. Just always the con man, always the grifter, always trying to get other people's money. Lesson to be learned is the large government institutions. Is he going to get the money from a foreign government? Is he going to somehow get some type of waiver from his sale of the Trump Media Group to basically the sale of Truth Social? So he's got a bunch of money, and now he's just got to work the stock exchange and the board members to get his share off early so he can cash it out. Is this, again, the 2-tier judicial system in the United States cutting this guy a break that hasn't done anything in his behavior-wise to warrant this. It's not like he's been, a friend of the court. Out comes the 6 of coins. How to translate that? On the positive side, yes, he comes up with the money and he gives the money, especially the greatly reduced amount. Another outcome could be, look, the court's lowered the amount for you. Put it up. Where's the money? No, thank you, sir. Thank you for these crumbs. 2-tier justice system, The top gets all the money. The bottom doesn't, the bottom gets crumbs. Does he pay it? What's that mean? Yeah, Page of Cups. There's his MAGA crowd. Death, bringing an end to it. 6 of Swords, leaving. I don't know, man. It's too early to say. I mean, he should. It bring an end to this whole, his properties being seized, and then he can move on to all his other court cases that he has to deal with. One less thing he has to worry about in the near term. But you got the Page of Cups. The weird stuff. It's kind of like but if I pay it off, how do I fundraise? Type of thing. It seems likely that he would have the funds to pay. I think I was listening to Midas Touch in the background, and somebody was predicting that he would, miss the deadline and wait till the padlocks were going out and then post up the bond to interrupt, while all the paperwork's going through. And certainly when I did my reading on his Letitia James Gonna Seize Trump Tower, that quickie from last week, it was meant to be lighthearted, tongue in cheek. It's not like you can slap a padlock on the door of a building. And folks point out, he owns the shops and his apartment and a couple other things. Yeah, in a lot of private spaces in there. Yeah, and not to mention, just because Letitia James has identified places that she wants, apparently there's quite a bit of legal paperwork that needs to be submitted. So he could just play a game of chicken. Like, no, doesn't post the bond. Go ahead, start filling out the paperwork. Oh, you're going to go after, this place. All right, I'm going to wait till the very last minute, and then I'm going to post the bond just so I made you do a bunch of work, spend a bunch of money, waste a bunch of the court's time trying to seize my property, and now I'm going to yank it away from you. It's kind of like some bratty kid pulling a snack away or a treat away from a dog. You want you can't have it, because it makes you feel so powerful that way. Don't be surprised if he pulls a maneuver like that. If he doesn't get the bond paid up in 10 days, it's because now he's just going to be cruel and try and play chicken and wait till the last minute to do it. Will Trump put up the bond money? Yes or no? Just a simple yes or no. Will he put up the bond money before his properties are seized? Yep, there's that same card again. I'm going to guess that's going to be yes. Yep, come to an agreement. Got to stop it. Yep. Doesn't want to, but he will. So that card came out as the signifier in the other one. Will he put up the bond money? Yeah, I think he will. In the end of the day, he caught a break. His lawyers have told him he caught a break. Take advantage of that break. You may not catch another one. Just roll with it at that point. Okay. Do I need to throw on his case? I don't think I need to. So the other thing that we found out was that Judge Merchan set the trial date for 3 weeks. My reading yesterday, I was trying to guess between 2 to 4 weeks, and I think I was saying it was 3 weeks plus or minus 1 week. Although I was really leaning towards the 2 weeks and how amazing that would have been to be under the solar eclipse. Turns out it's going to be 3 weeks. So, it's not forever. It's not 30 days. It's certainly not 90 days. It's not tossing the case out. It's 3 weeks. So there's that. We're going to get to see that case coming up soon enough. So Donald gets his wins today, and we have to be disappointed because, as I was telling Shell, it's not that it's like I get tired of you get a victory, then you get a loss. You get a victory and a loss. With this guy, I want the next 25,000 victories with no losses because screw him. I don't get what I want. Again, I'll have some words with God the Almighty when I go up there because I don't like how he's running things. I got opinions. Anyways, leave it there. Thank you very much for watching this video and listening to my opinions on things. Thank you very much for your likes, shares, comments, everything you do to feed the YouTube algorithm so my videos make it out to a wider audience. To folks just discovering this channel recently or for the first time, welcome. I hope you found this reading insightful, and I'll catch you on the next one. Take care.